First thing you gotta do with BattleSpire is fuck around with the settings and shit to make sure it works and is in a tiny little box. After that, you can hop into the character creator, in which there are 3 human and 3 elven races, but the other Elder Scroll races are gone. The character creator of this game is one of the worst I've ever seen. Sure, there is a ton of options, but it actively wants you to fail and provides you very little description. What does endurance do? In most games, including the Elder Scrolls, endurance is going to affect how much damage you can take. Not here though. Here, endurance affects how long you can hold your breath underwater, which is something you really don't ever need to do because you find breathe underwater potions and they last quite a while. So what affects health then? This thing called wounds, which is a bizarre thing to call your health. And see how it starts at 50? Do not leave it there, or you will never beat this game. I put mine at 150, and it goes up every level. Now, you can't level up your skills past whatever the governing attribute is, so for hand-to-hand, it's strength. And that means if my strength is a 50, then no matter how much I use hand-to-hand, it's going to stay a 50 until you upgrade your strength. Then we also got this section here, where you can exclude an armor. First off, light armor, heavy armor, etc. It's not like in all the other Elder Scrolls or any other game at all. It should be called weak, medium, and strong armor because all the armor weighs the same. It's just an indicator of how much the armor actually helps. But also, this thing is fucked up because what it's not telling you is what this really means is it's excluding everything above that. So me saying I want to exclude light armor iron, that doesn't mean I can't wear just light armor that's iron. No, what that means is anything stronger than light armor iron is something I can't wear. And that's fucking bullshit. So I just leave that all the way at heavy and Daedric so I can wear any armor. The character creation was a pain in the ass, and it wasn't even until my 4th character that I was able to beat the game because I had to keep restarting with a new character. Because it's very easy to create a build that is not going to work in this game, and that is stupid. I ended up watching this video from another smaller creator who I'll shout out. I mean, he's bigger than me, but smaller as in he really deserves more subscribers. Married to My Chair. In this video of his, he suggested using hand-to-hand, which was wild, but I did try that and it actually might be the best in the game. See, if you use weapons, not only do you have to worry about dropping them and maintaining them, but you also gotta use the silly mouse swing thing from the previous games. But with hand-to-hand, you can just click to attack, and not only is that better, but the hand-to-hand scales to be on point with weapons, so it's just the correct choice. After finishing a character, you will need to fuck with the keyboard input controls because they're set up like garbage. And then, finally, at last you are ready to play an Elder Scrolls Legend BattleSpire. Now the story is actually kinda neat. You are a battle mage sent for some training to the BattleSpire, from which, how I understand, is kinda like in between realms. It's a special training area for Imperial battle mages, and those guys are different than Imperial battle mages that are also called Imperial battle mages. We're like a special, super squad of Imperial battle mages that should get our own names, but instead we're still called Imperial battle mages. Anyway, you and your friend, you go to the BattleSpire for training, but when you arrive, everyone is dead and demons and monsters are running about. See, Marus Dagon has managed to get a hold of the BattleSpire and he wants to control it because it happens to hold portals to other Daedric realms. He was able to take over the BattleSpire due to help from Jagar Tharn, who at this time is pretending to be the Emperor because this is taking place during Arena. Now, while most of his dudes are with him, others are against his plan. Not against him. Basically, they think they are too weak and spread too thin to be taking out a coveted thing like the BattleSpire and wouldn't be able to last against a war with other Daedra. On top of that, you got some who are fighting against each other for rank. Now where this all comes in is there's a whole ass dialogue system and where you can talk to every enemy.
Indeed. Even as a mere animal, you tower above them in intellect.
Now, while often this is a complete waste of time, sometimes it can be helpful. It can get your enemies to end up fighting for you if you say the right thing, and all that's pretty cool. On top of that, the music and atmosphere is pretty good and kinda dark, and little notes your friend leaves behind helps you feel not as alone. This kinda concludes everything good about the game though. So as a spin-off, it isn't as rich as the regular games. There's no cities, no shops, no citizens, and to level up, you simply beat a level. Cosmetic-wise, forget about it. Just because it says one thing don't mean it is. There's this example of some Daedric armor right here. Look at this on my character. It claims to be Daedric, but cosmetically this is a cloth boot. Daedric should look something like this. Platforming is also weird. You gotta move the little pointer thing where you want to jump and then you release it to jump. So basically what we got here is an all dungeon Elder Scrolls game. And I can at least say these dungeons are better than Arena and Daggerfalls, but then again they fucking better be, because there's only 7 and they had time to handcraft them instead of procedurally generating them. Sound design is kinda garbage. The enemies are also buggy and easily get stuck on everything. Some enemies also are health sponges for no reason, like most scams take a couple hits to die, but some you gotta punch for all eternity until they die. And when an enemy hits you, knockback can be insane, which makes fighting anywhere near an area where you can fall a pain in the ass. Now look at these sigils. Some sigils are needed to progress the story. Others are just items that let you become ethereal temporarily, and they look the exact fucking same. Only way to tell which is down here at the bottom. One will say entry, the other won't. Level 3 is filled with enemies who you can't kill unless you get a spell that you don't get until almost the end of the level, and also you could easily miss it anyway. Level 5, you can't save or die too much because there's a bug that creates new objects each time, making the game run slower and slower and crash more and more until the level is finished. Which means I had to bust my ass and hurry up on that one, and it was one of the most interesting levels, and so that sucked. I didn't have time to dilly-dally in this level. Also, the game is pretty horny. This isn't actually a bad thing or a good thing, this is just a thing. But it does mean I gotta censor a lot of titties so YouTube won't kill me. Writing wise, it's not great. Voice acting wise, it's not great. Although I do get a kick out of how the Frost Daedra say mortal.
Mortal, you must tell what you know. Say what you know.
There are these boats and hot air balloons, but they can easily glitch and get you stuck. Hell, getting stuck on terrain is something that happens all the time to make you have to reload a save. And sometimes, for no reason at all, the terrain will just hurt you. Now, the end is you save your friend from Dagon by getting the armor and sword you needed. And he's like, you can't beat me. And you're like, yeah, but I have this sword. And then he's like, oh fuck, oh shit, oh damn, oh god, oh no. And then you kill him in one hit. Hell, I didn't even see me actually hit him. I think I just headbutted his dick. But then he reacts in the exact same way I would if someone headbutted my dick. In conclusion, I don't really like this game. I kinda hate it. However, it does have some good things going for it. It has a multiplayer, so you can play with a friend. I wouldn't ever do that to someone though. I care about my friends. It has good music, even if it can't loop worth a damn. It has a fun story and a cool atmosphere, and the ability to make other enemies fight each other through your dialogue is also pretty cool. I really think there were good ideas going here. It's just too bad the game sucks ass. If this was like a DLC or something for a newer game, I think this could actually work. Or if a bunch, and I do mean a bunch of patches and mods came out, this could be alright. But as it is now, I'd say pass on it. Hell, This might be my least favorite Elder Scroll experience.
No, not a thingy. Me spoon! I had a spoon once. Yes, a spoon! I'm sure I have lost a spoon. I loved that little spoon so, and now I know not what I have done with it.